call this meeting to order. Call the roll, please.
Dale?
Here.
Paul?
Here.
Caleb?
Here.
Terry?
Here.
Kelly?
And we have quorum, so we'll go on to the next item, approval of minutes of regular meeting held 12th of August 2024.
I move we approve the minutes of the meeting, regular meeting of August 12th. Second.
Caleb seconds. Call the roll, please.
Dale?
Yes.
Paul?
Yes.
Caleb?
Yes.
Terry?
Yes. Go on to the next item, number 4, approval of minutes of special meeting held 26th August 2024.
Make a motion we approve minutes of special meeting held 26th of August 2024.
Second. Your motion and second. Call the roll, please.
Dale?
Yes.
Paul?
Yes.
Caleb?
Yes.
Terry?
Yes. We'll go on to the next item, reports from the staff, city council report. Since our city representatives aren't here, we'll pass that unless you have something, Derek. No. Then we'll go on to the airport manager's report, item B.
I don't have much. It was a good month, smooth month. Mowing wise, we're kind of hitting the downside of it. Looks like, the grass is going dormant, so I'm excited about that. We have some hangar door repair that we're trying to do, so I'm just trying to find the right rollers. But it's hard to find some that aren't $180 a piece. It's kind of what we're running into. So I think we'll get it figured out here pretty soon. Fuel-wise, we had a total of $44,330.33. Gas was $13,727. Jet day was a little bit more. We did have, I think, a total of 21 Blackhawks that came in. Total that with the other jet fuel sales was a pretty good month. Survival flight, I think they flew a lot more. Say that's good or bad, but they used a little bit more jet fuel this month. The catering's a lot more. Every time the Blackhawks came in, they wanted sandwiches, so we bought them, and we just tacked that onto their bill. So I think the highest one was 14 people on those. I think when there was 4 Blackhawks, so most of the time it was around 8 to 12 people. Other than that, we're still the OG&E should be completing their bore and electrical for that above ground fuel farm by the 18th. I was kind of asking what all they were doing, and he just kept saying it'll be done by the 18th. So whatever is entailed in that, it'll be done by the 18th. So other than that, I don't have anything else. If anybody has any questions?
The gas truck working.
Yeah, that gas truck is working.
They've been working on it.
The past due fuel invoices that you attached, it says April 1st at the top. Is that a typo? Okay, so it's accurate. So is there anything that we should be doing other than continuing to put these amounts on there? I mean, for the folks that have past due fuel invoices.
Well, once it gets to a certain point, we send out letters for, well, technically in the lease agreements, it's supposed to be after 60 days, we start the eviction process, but I think we've been waiting till 90 days. But we've sent out the proper stuff and they pay what they're extra late on.
Right. I mean, if they came in and worked with you, you could work with them? Or is that something that's out of our hands once it gets to this point? Or, I don't know, I mean, does the city attorney need to be brought in? Or, I mean, some of these have been on there since I've been on the board, it seems like. So, I don't know, I know it's kind of frustrating for you because all you do is get the information, you know. It's the city that does the actual billing.
I have that in front of me, or I know there's one fuel bill that's late. Is that the one or?
Yeah, this is showing 3 of them. For a total of $1,257.65.
Well, maybe I
You know,
sent the
one of
wrong
the folks
one.
has moved, so I don't know if sending in the bill and it's not getting forwarded to them, or if we've got an accurate address.
Yeah, there's not really a protocol on fuel bills.
Yeah, and then the hangar leases, but I think
It's the hangar leases that we have the policy for that. Well, we can send the bills to collection.
right.
That's what I want to go.
I don't know, just kind of see if you can dig up some information, or see if the city is somebody that
Well,
wants
I
to.
think that's the deal, is they don't pay you send it to collection. That's what they do with past due bills for the city.
Good.
Maybe, might be something we need to look at doing.
Have you heard anything on the Freightliner truck with the city?
Not since last board meeting. They're still trying to find, I think we're waiting on to get the financials straightened out, to see where they're at, see where they've got the money.
Because it's just sitting there depreciating. And we voted to dispose of it, and it's been held up because the city wanted it, and we haven't heard anything from the city, so you might inquire as to when they think a decision would be made on that.
Anything else for the airport manager? If not, we'll go on to the next item, item number 6. Discussion and action regarding cost sharing for fencing of Mr. Holmes' property adjacent to the south end of the airport property.
So for those of you that don't know me, I've been on the board or been on the agenda for a couple months and finally made it in here. My name's Tim Ohm. My wife and I, Kaylee, own the property out of these 2 sections. You guys own everything but well, I guess out of the section and a half, you guys own everything but 120 acres down there in the corner. And my wife and I purchased that a couple years ago, and we would like to, well, we built a fence around it, and like the cost share of it is, I guess I'm willing to stand the entire labor bill, and what I came up with on your guys' half of the fence is $1,631. The way I came up with that is I went through today and counted all the T-posts and counted the rolls of wire and figured up the corner posts, just kind of my cost and everything. And to just split the materials, I provide all the labor, is $1,631. If you would like a detailed breakdown of that, I can give it to you based off foot's pricing, which is where all the materials were purchased. I'm here to ask for you guys to pay for your half. The worst thing you can say is no, and I've heard that before. So it's going to benefit me more than it's going to benefit you, you can say, but in the same time, I'm going to run cattle and livestock on there year round, and a good fence is going to keep them off your property and your runway. So I guess that's kind of how I look at it, and if you're not worried about it, I don't want a phone call when something's out. So I think that's more than fair. The labor side of it was a little over $6,000, and I'm willing to stand that. I'm just asking for reimbursement on half of the material. Any questions? I'd be more than happy to answer.
The only question I would have is this something that, since we are a public entity, do we have the legal, to contract for that type of thing? Because it's with a private individual. So I'm just not real smart on whether that is something we're capable of making a decision on.
Yeah,
The amount's actually very reasonable.
very reasonable, but then again, I don't see any benefit whatsoever for the airport. We've had fencing around other portions that we've acquired, and it's been taken out because it's more beneficial to us not to have a fence. It's not even close to the area that the FAA is wanting us to fence. They're not concerned about livestock or wild game or anything. They're worried about cars, stray people driving in and on. So that's my view. It's whatever.
As far as the amount, I would say what's more than fair, absolutely. But I just don't know necessarily the history of the fencing around the property to really jump in on that. But I think to answer your question, Terry, I think maybe a dollar amount that has to reach before it has to go for certain bids and things like that. So I'm sure 1,600 is not reaching that level, but I may be entirely wrong with that. But
Well, I think it also, we set a precedent then, and we don't know what other things that we may become liable for reimbursement of other private entities. I just don't know, that this is something that's done on a routine basis, or it's never done, and there's a reason why, and some section, this, that, and the other. I don't know. That'd be something I'd want to run it by the attorney, the city attorney, just to make sure that we're not overstepping our bounds on what, as long as we're not setting any type of precedent that goes against, other, I wouldn't even know, but I just don't know enough about it.
Yeah, I don't know the answer to that. I don't know how the board works and what your jurisdiction is, so I can't answer that.
Well, if you run cattle, you'll have a liability if they get out.
Yeah,
Obviously, they're your
but
cattle.
also Oklahoma's an open range state, so unless there's a history of them being out, they can get hit on the highway and I don't have to pay for your car, or they can get hit on the runway and I don't have to pay for your airplane, because we are an open range state according to the laws. So, and I'm not trying to start a fight, that's just the
No,
law.
I'm not picking one either.
Yep.
I think we should run it through the city attorney, because I'd like to know what our liability is if we participate in this, and if the cow gets across, whatever, and an airplane hits it, what's our liability? Because we're not controlling the herd, we're not controlling the fence, but we invested in the fence. So to me, I think the city attorney should look at it.
Okay. You want to table that?
I would table it to the city attorney reviews it.
Okay. We'll get some legal notification or
Liable to be cheaper just to pay for the fence and get an attorney involved, but you guys do what you want to. So, No, that's fine. I appreciate your time.
Okay.
Thank you.
With that item completed, we'll go on to the next item, remarks and inquiries of airport commission members. Right, anything? We'll go on to the next item then, which is number 8, remarks and inquiries by citizens. Andy? We have one.
So I have a question. How many people are on the current hangar waiting list?
There's officially probably about 4.
4. Okay. Well, I was just wondering when you brought up the discussion about people in arrears for their hangar man versus all the folks of us that pay our leases on time, pay their lease, you have people waiting. We think it would make a bigger effort to go ahead and start getting those hangars open. If we're not going to pay the bill, then so be it. I was going to ask because I was working at FedEx regarding the fencing, which you just made a comment. Fencing's not good for the airport, but then you said the FAA wants fencing. What is the board stance, or is there any stance coming out of the fence meeting on the 26th?
That was just
Okay.
have
The
people
information
voice
has
opinions.
changed.
I think it's more the state seemed like it was pushing.
The-
Was it?
The engineer was going to take those ideas and go back to the state and the FAA and nail down some.
I mean, I wasn't here, but what I talked to is, was it overwhelmingly clear to you guys that your constituents don't want the fence?
Yeah,
Okay.
it was. Okay.
Well, those that were here, there was a lot that were not here too.
If you want to allow the people to show up, it's like a meeting.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of people that afford it instead, but they wanted it at the meeting. Okay, anybody else have any remarks or inquiries about citizens? If not, we'll go on to the next item, and that's to adjourn.